I love to serve fish in summer. It's so beautifully light and it's quick to cook too. I have got 50 grams of butter here, and it really does want to be quite soft, and this is soft. Makes it much easier to cream it down.
Use half the zest from a lime for the butter.
I'm getting every little scrap of zest off there.
And keep the other half aside to make a sauce. Next, add the juice from half of the lime
into the butter.
And add some pepper and salt.
Just mash it down. Already it looks quite green because of the zest, but the dill is what makes it. And I'm not going to throw away the stalks. The stalks I'll put inside the body cavity of the fish, and it will add flavour. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to put half that aside to go into the sauce, and this will go into the butter. So far, so good, very easy. So just mash that down.
Finally, I need a few piquant peppers.
So there's 2 in the sauce and 2 in with the butter.
Now, my foolproof hint. Make 3 slashes on either side of the fish.
The reason why I'm putting these slashes here is because I want to get wonderful flavour into the fish. And I'm going to put the butter in there, and that will all seep into the flesh and make it very moist and very delicious. Looks a bit messy, but I'm opening it up and pushing it down with my thumb.
I've already buttered the foil to make sure the fish doesn't stick. And lastly, to infuse it with even more flavour.
In go the stalks, and we've got these 2 lime shells. Just squeeze them in there. A bit more juice will come out and add to the flavour. So there's the fish. The normal thing you'd think of doing was get hold of the foil and roll it up and have a great thick bit of foil on top. That's not a good idea because it stops the top of the fish cooking. This is a really good foolproof tip. Fold the foil over so it meets the other side like that. Just turn it over. So keep just turning it all the way around. So I've got a good seal there, a bit like a Cornish pasty, holding it up all the way around so the juices will not come out as you cook.
And then into the oven at 180 fan for about 20 minutes while I get on with the sauce. Start with the remaining lime zest, dill, peppers and lime juice. Add a teaspoon of Dijon mustard and a dash of sugar.
And 200 ml of full-fat creme fraiche. Then I'm going to put some pepper and salt in there. What could be easier? And that is our sauce.
The fish has had 20 minutes. Time for all those lovely flavours to sink in.
And when I open it, there'll be a flowing, wonderful buttery juice. There it is. I think it looks magnificent and so simple to do. 1, 2, 3, like that. These are the buttery juices. Just pour it back into those cracks that it came out of. Then the sauce. I've got a little bit of dill. I think the dish would look nice with some of that on. Lovely. So there you have it. Sea bass with dill and lime sauce. All very tempting and very decadent. I can't wait to get my knife and fork in there. Right, first of all, let me make the aioli.
Count out 6 tablespoons of full-fat mayonnaise. No need to make your own.
Then I'm going to add some creme fraiche. Again, full fat, just 4 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice.
Tarragon works beautifully with fish. I'm adding 3 sprigs, but you could use dill if you prefer.
The smell coming up from this is absolutely lovely. Then we'll need a little pepper and salt. Now, aioli is French mayonnaise with garlic, a lot of garlic. I've just put 1 clove of garlic because I find when you press it, all that juice comes out, and I think that's plenty. Don't be tempted to chop it because you'll get big pieces in your teeth and you'll know it for a couple of days. Right, the next thing is to cook the lobster tails. Here they are, and they take no time to cook, about 5 minutes. All I need is boiling salted water. That's it.
I want a delicate vegetable alongside, so tender asparagus is perfect.
They snap just where the tenderness finishes. Just watch, like that. There we are. The lobster has had its 5 minutes. Look at that gorgeous bright pink, lovely. Now that's too hot for me to handle, so just leave it. Don't go and run it under cold water. That'll take some of the lovely salty flavour away. So just leave that naturally to get cold. Get on and do another job. Have you made the beds yet?
Now don't panic about removing the tail. This method is foolproof.
Don't try and do it cutting the back. Turn it right over to the softer side, hold the tail and put the point of the knife in there, right in the middle, and cut down. There we are. Then we do it from the other end. Just to where I started before, push that down. Once you've got it in like that, then just go, how about that? So, once you've done that, it doesn't look so attractive, but there's a lovely surprise on the other side of the tail. It's a glorious, bright pink. Let me show you. What I'm doing is gently prizing it away from the skin. There we are.
This dish is all about showing off. So put the 2 halves back in the opposite shelves. They will fit, trust me.
Take some lamb's lettuce, and I'm going to sit the lobster tail on it, so it looks as though it's sitting on some rather bright seaweed. Then some asparagus. All that needs is the aioli, so a nice blob of that. So there it is, a real treat, pushing the boat out. Lobster tails with asparagus and tarragon aioli.
This linguine is a luxurious dinner party dish for 6 that takes no time to prepare.
It's absolutely delicious and rather different. So to start with, I've taken 3 shallots and I've slowly cooked those, and they're just nice and soft. And I've got some linguine here, and it's 250 grams. Cook it as the packet says. It's usually about 10 minutes.
Add to the shallots 1 finely chopped red chilli and 2 cloves of crushed garlic.
Now I've got some beautiful fresh clams here. I've given them a good scrub. If any of these are open, you're not to put them in there because they're not fresh. Tip those in, and the shock of the heat will start them to open. Then I'm going to add 250 ml of wine, give or take a bit. I shouldn't say a bit of wine. You can't have a bit of wine. My husband's always telling me that. A drop of wine. Give that a bit of a stir, then in the lemon goes. Those are cooking nicely, but to make sure they all open, they need to be in the steam. So pop that on.
This should only take about 3 minutes. Once the clams are all open, add the cooked pasta.
Just leave that for the moment. It's on a very, very low heat, and I'm going to quickly get on with cooking the rest of the shellfish, and that'll just take a couple of minutes.
To make it even more luxurious, I'm also including squid and king prawns.
Keep moving them about, and you'll know when the prawns are done because they'll turn bright pink. You can see the squid is changing colour.
And for something special, add 6 scallops sliced in half to make them go further.
So there it is. Doesn't that look beautiful? Loaded with wonderful seafood. What I've forgotten to do is my tomato. I've still got the heat on here. Just shows you I'm not perfect.
Season and fry the tomato for a couple of minutes before adding to the pasta with a generous handful of chopped parsley and mix all together.
Doesn't that look good? That is, to me, sheer luxury. Everybody will feel that you've spoilt them rotten. Salmon is the perfect fish to serve for a special occasion. I've got them from the centre cut and I have taken the skin off those. So, onto the topping.
Finely chop a handful of chives and add to a packet of soft cream cheese.
If you pick up low-fat cream cheese, it'll just run off the salmon, it won't have the flavour and it won't have the texture, so full fat.
To pack in more flavour, add some grated parmesan and a clove of crushed garlic.
That looks just about right. Smells beautifully of chives. Now we want some black pepper in there and some salt. So we now have the topping ready for the salmon. So dollop it on. The idea is to cover the fillet from end to end fairly evenly.
Liven up the top with a sprinkling of lemon zest and parsley.
Doesn't that brighten it up? And of course it all adds to the flavour as well.
Finish off with red pepper for a lovely striking effect. For perfectly cooked salmon every time, bake at 180 fan for 15 minutes, but keep an eye on it.
When you see the first little bit of liquid coming out of the fish, out, it'll be done. While that salmon's cooking, I'm going to do a very special accompaniment, spiralised vegetable. I've got a spiraliser here, quite a simple one. Looks a bit like an egg timer, doesn't it? So, first of all, a courgette, push it down and just turn it round, holding the spiraliser firmly. So watch, magic. Do you know, it's a bit like sharpening a pencil, isn't it?
A few carrots add a splash of colour.
Helps to have two weapons to stir it, and you just turn it like this.
And finally, parsley, lemon juice and zest to set off the flavour of our fish.
Lift that up, whee, just like spaghetti. That's a new healthy way to do veg. That looks just about right. Can you see at the very front here, there's just a little bit of liquid coming out. That's how it should be. Now a little juice over the top. So there you have it, my beautiful salmon with a nice herb and pepper topping. I think that's just perfect for a special occasion.
Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and enjoy.